Welcome to the Freelance Tribe. Here we talk with skilled freelancers about their professional journey. Stay tuned for real life experiences to learn and actionable steps to take to improve your freelancing career. My name is Yuri. I'm a community builder at Code Control and 9am.works. And my guest is Anthony Muhye, an experienced freelance technical writer, podcast producer and host, and freelance guide who helps scale freelancing careers and maximize revenues to transform freelancers into solopreneur powerhouses. So welcome, Anthony.
Thank you very much, Yuri, for this invitation. It's nice to be here again with you.
We had an amazing webinar and I just want to continue learning your journey. So since you are LinkedIn creator too, so what's LinkedIn for you?
LinkedIn for me is the professional networking site on social media. And I say professional networking first because social media is like the second use of it. There are too many people that they try to build a business on Instagram, on TikTok. I know that works, but LinkedIn is perfect because people, they already have the business-centric philosophy. They go there looking for business. They're looking for clients. They're looking for employees. So it's a great place to build a business and to build a personal brand at the same time. That's what I think.
And how did you decide to become a LinkedIn creator?
It is strange, actually, because I was a startup founder last year. I was starting up a company in Web3. And I realized that I had an opportunity to build my authority on LinkedIn. I said, wow, let me do this. So I was in hydrogen and clean energy. And I started to talk with all these complicated people, these PhDs, doctors. And I realized this is not for me on LinkedIn. I was like, no, this is not for me. And one day I posted about freelancing. And the next day I went back to clean energy, and the freelancing post, it got a ton of views, a ton of interest. I was like, wait, there is something here. So I decided, let me start building this freelancing brand here.
Can you say that it was by accident?
It was. I mean, many people are going to be shocked if they know me and they have seen me. Yeah, I wasn't a freelancing guide or coach or anything before.
It's so fun, but why did you decide to go? You already told a little about that LinkedIn is professional network and people have this mindset, but did you try any other social media before going to LinkedIn?
I was on Twitter before and it was just my brand. Like my face was my brand. I wasn't showing myself. And I had been a freelance guide. I don't like saying coach or guru. I have been a coach since 2018. So I said, well, maybe I can talk about it on LinkedIn and see how it goes. Maybe they can bring some eyes. And it did bring eyes, but they were freelancers. And that was good because I'm an expert, let's say. I don't want to brag or anything, but I've been for a long time, since 2015. And I felt that there was this opportunity, you know? So yeah, it was great.
And from your experience, so you've made this way already and you have like so many followers and so many people reading your posts and replying to your posts and communicating with you. So for somebody who just want to become a LinkedIn creator, what are the minimum viable steps to take?
I like this question, yeah, because there is not always a set path to be a creator on LinkedIn. Some people, they are still on their journey. They are still learning. They will share their journey with you. And that's the interest that you find in them as a user. You will look at them and say, wow, this guy or this girl, she's still learning. She's at the same step where I am. Other people, they are already authorities. Like, for example, in freelancing, I am an authority. But when I was in clean energy, I was still a student. So it was funny how different my journey was. So I would say just decide what you want to talk about and where you are and be authentic. Don't pretend to be an authority if you're not, and don't pretend to be a student if you're not. Just find your audience, find the niche or the space where you're most comfortable in.
I remember somebody once told me like the world doesn't need another Elon Musk. The world just needs the first Yuri. So, and since that time I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. Why not? And I'm curious, how do you decide how to mix your content? So LinkedIn is still professional network. So people still search for professional knowledge. How do you decide how to balance this professional and personal information you share there?
I do have a preference with how my posts are created, and it's based on storytelling. So to me, every post has to have a story, even if it's a professional post or a personal post. Sometimes I will talk about myself, this failure, this success that I had. And sometimes I will talk about what I did to get to where I am, what I recommend others to do, but always involving stories. So how would I recommend other creators to do it? Personally, just connect with people, not in the sense that you send them a connection request. What I mean is to speak in a language that connects with people, with empathy, with a way that attracts them, but it keeps them there, because some people, they post a lot of clickbait, and that's not what you want to do. You want to connect at a human level with them.
And also you can post, I see that some people just post and just for posting. So there is no strategy behind. And some posts are doing good. Some posts are, I feel like I'm myself this kind of person. Even though I have kind of strategy, I feel like that I still don't have it. So how do you build a LinkedIn strategy to get great projects?
I think that strategy, it doesn't always involve timing. For example, setting a calendar, a schedule. I don't set a calendar or a schedule. There are many people that are shocked to hear that. I recently told everybody on my list, on my followers. I said, I want you to know I don't use content calendar. But what I do use is I look at what people are talking about. I was recently in a LinkedIn creator initiative, very small thing, right? They invited like 50 people, 60 people. And they told us that one of the most important things, if you want to please the algorithm, but it's not about pleasing the algorithm, it's about getting good results, is to post about trending topics which are relevant to your audience. So if you can make it about, for example, a recent change on a freelance website, I will talk about that. Or something that is a new niche that is making a lot of money for the people in that niche, I will talk about that. So that's important. It's not about jumping on the trends, but also about sharing value, new value, fresh.
And how do you find those trending topics?
I look at what people are talking about. That's a good follow-up question, because I look always about what people are talking about on other posts. I see the comments, I see the questions. Like, for example, how do I get into that niche? That could be something I post about, or it could be somebody mentioning that Upwork or Fiverr, they're suddenly a bit more expensive, so I can talk about that. Yeah, how to get past the problem of Upwork being expensive? Do this. So it always works. It's like reacting to the environment. That's what I do.
So basically you answering for people questions.
I do that, and I also go back to my own experience and I share things that I used to get to where I am now.
Got it. And what are the top LinkedIn features you use the most on a daily basis?
I think that for growth, you really want to be able to connect with people by engaging with them honestly, engaging with them as a friend. You want to go to their profile, or not even go to their profile. On your feed, you will see comments, you will see posts, sorry, and you can comment there. You can tell them, hey, this is interesting. What about this strategy? Or I find this really eye-opening. Could you tell me more? It's things that make people feel that you care about them. Those are my tools. I don't talk about plugins. You should get this plugin or this plugin. I just engage honestly. I think that's the best tool you can have.
I've made a mistake some times ago, and I used automation to invite people to connect, but I was like doing, good stuff. I was inviting them to join communities because I wanted them to strive. But anyway, I have a lot of followers I don't even know, and I'm still cleaning my contact list. And I see sometimes in my feed totally irrelevant posts. And what I'm doing, I'm just unfollowing those people so that I can make sure that my feed is clean and I'm like in the industry and I'm connecting with my friends. So do you care about your feed, or you just react to what you see?
I think that there is a big problem on LinkedIn, that people look at the follower counts and they say, I want to have 5,000, I want to have 10,000. You want to have more targeted followers. You want to have people who can be your clients or can work for you in the future. So that to me is what LinkedIn is. I currently at this moment in time have around 6.5 thousand. And to me, that's good. I don't want to have 10,000 if just by adding 3.5 thousand more that I don't know, people that are in different fields. I want to grow slowly and gradually, but with targeted followers. So what I would suggest to people is make sure that you connect with others who are in your same field, or at least that you enjoy their content. If those two conditions, they're not applied, just don't connect. Don't bother, because there's no point really.
Do you clean your contacts list from time to time?
I haven't cleaned it for a long time, actually. I have noticed that my ratio of engagement and followers, it's changed. It's not as high as it used to be. So I'm still getting good engagement, but I know that it's not the best that I could get. So I need to do that. And LinkedIn, they recently cleaned your contact list. So I was just using that as a buffer, I guess.
Oh, by the way, I also received this message recently that LinkedIn will clean my contacts list, but I feel like it didn't do it yet. So hope it will do the job for me, you know?
Yeah.
And I wonder, what tools do you use for creating LinkedIn content?
To be honest, I don't really use any tools. I want to say this because I recently got two plugins which were called Authored Up, sorry, and one called Favicon, which is for ranking creators and telling you how good they are or how special. And in that week or those weeks that I had them, I got two restrictions on my account, and I don't know what happened. I don't use automation. I don't use anything. So it scared me, and I went back to using nothing really. And I realized that I didn't need them because I haven't got any restrictions since. I still get great engagement, and it was good for me to know that I didn't need any tools. But when there are people who use tools and it's okay, I respect them. I think that if you're going really hard at LinkedIn, it's very important in your life. Yeah, you could use Taplio or Authored Up, and it's good.
And for creating graphics?
For creating graphics, I use Canva Pro. I mean, this is something that is my favorite tool. That is a tool that I use all the time. Canva Pro, Canva Plus, I'm not sure, is the premium. And I'm working right now with a designer who is helping me create some awesome carousels. Shout out to him. And yeah, that's basically my whole toolbox.
Do you use LinkedIn Premium?
I haven't used it for a long time. I did use it a few years ago. I was working in lead generation and I had Sales Navigator. I used to use it to send messages, in mails, but no, these days I don't use it.
But I feel like it's different, Sales Navigator and LinkedIn Premium. I feel like they're...
Yeah.
I'm also still discovering. I never used it, so I'm just curious, you know, if you have something to share. So let's go through this journey together and then exchange our thoughts.
LinkedIn Premium, sorry, just to end the story, right? LinkedIn Premium is like for users, and Sales Navigator for salespeople. I use Sales Navigator, but Premium I might use in the future. I've seen a lot of people using it.
Yeah, me too. Totally agree with you. And I wonder, who are you learning from? Who are those LinkedIn creators who you follow the most?
There are 4 big names right now that I'm learning a lot from. They are huge on LinkedIn. One of them is Jasmine Alik. I don't know how to pronounce his second name. It's Bosnian. I love his copywriting, everything. He's a great guy. There's Justin Welsh, my favorite copywriter. I love his work because it's very authoritative. He says things I agree with, and he's very experienced in this space. There's Ruben Hassid. He's an AI guy, huge. He's in Israel. And finally, there's Ryan Musselman. He's a content marketer guy. He's excellent. All of these, I follow them very loyally because I'm not a big follower of influencers on LinkedIn. I like following smaller accounts, but they're great. I recommend them.
Got it. You know, Anthony, I really wish to have the sky is the limit, but time is the limit. So the final question, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food. Okay, this is surprising. I love sushi. I love Japanese culture, Japanese food, everything about Japan. So yeah, I will go with sushi, especially the sushi that I've seen, Caribbean sushi. I don't know, there's a mixed fusion. I love that.
And it's so funny. I heard somebody who went to Japan and like ate like real sushi and like, okay, so European sushi, it's totally different to Japanese sushi, but I totally understand it. Yeah, I'm also the sushi lover, so welcome to the sushi team. And yeah, you know, Anthony, thank you so much for sharing your experience, and it's been such a pleasure to hear and learn from you.
Thank you very much, Yuri. Your invitation, I'm very grateful for it.
And thank you so much for listening. If you like the show, hit the like button or 5 stars and share it with your friend. That's it. We're done. See you in the next episode.